Hey, everybody, you remember Barack Obama, right? I'm sorry, Saint Obama? Okay, well, he showed up again, man. He's on the scene again. Yeah. And we have a little video clip for you, but it's great because it really hones in on who he is exactly, which is a salesman. He's totally full of shit, okay? And it just permeates the video, all right? So you can check that out in a second. But remember, this is the guy that gave us Donald Trump. That's why we have Bozo the Clown Trump. We got him from Barack Obama and Joe Biden, okay? You know, both of them. The two great guys that were going to save America, hope and change. I voted for them twice. I voted for hope and change, okay? I got the hope, and they put the change in their pocket. So we all walked away with nothing. The whole ACA and all that shit, that total bullshit, friends. Okay, anything not to do Medicare for all, which is the real deal. Okay, in fact, with the ACA, premiums, deductibles, all went up for everybody. It was a big handout to the insurance companies and big pharma. That's who Barack Obama is. He doesn't give a shit about you. But he came back with this video in order to gaslight us and lie to us some more, man, because he hasn't had enough. Because when he left office, him and his wife, you know what they did? They didn't go out and build, homes for poor people, Habitat for Humanity or anything like that. Nothing like, President Carter. No, they went off and they put together a production company for themselves because they're two performers. And so they're hanging out with George Clooney and Bruce Springsteen, and because that's what's important to them. They don't give a shit about you or me. Okay? Celebrity and wealth. That's why they were in it. And I was their biggest fans, man. I stood in line to vote for this guy. I was sick. I got out of a sick bed to stand in line and vote for that man because I believed in him. I believed in him. And he lied to me. And that's why this video is very important, because it really shows who he is. It shows how good he is. He's one hell of a salesman and a liar.
And in my friend Kamala Harris, he's chosen an ideal partner who is more than prepared for the job. Someone who knows what it's like to overcome barriers and who's made a career fighting to help others live out their own American dream. But more than anything, what I know about Joe, what I know about Kamala, is that they actually care about every American.
You believe that bullshit? And what I know, I love that, performance of blackness thing, you know what I mean? Which is total bullshit, because he's a super elite, went to private schools his whole life, the best schools imaginable, okay? Kamala, another elite, okay? She may be a woman of color, but if you check out her, her res, if you check out her history as a prosecutor, she went after mostly people of color. Okay, for bullshit crimes, and attempted to put people in jail, like parents, for their kids being truant at school, or like bullshit marijuana charges or whatever. You know what I mean? She attempted to take a young man and actually ruin his life. And I'm going to show you that vid in a second. But he is right about one thing. Joe and Kamala are what? They are cut from the same cloth. Absolutely true. Barack. One's a politician and the other one's a cop. Okay? So one created what? Wrote the crime bill, all right? And led us to what? Even more mass incarceration. The other one is a cop that enforced that shit. Okay? They're both, what they have in common is they're both careerists and ladder climbers. They will do whatever they got to do. They will climb on little people. They will do whatever they got to do to get to where they want to be. That's what Joe and Mrs. Harris has got in common. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at the other vid, because this is really important. Okay? Now, this is a young man of color that she attempted to ruin his life, and she showed up for this shit in person, right? Big shot, prosecutor, showed up. She has an office, okay, with a team of prosecutors. But she went out of her way to show up that day to make sure that this young man was put away. All right, check it out.
Just arrested and then charged.
Arrested and charged, that's it.
was the first time you saw Kamala Harris in person the day that the verdict was issued?
She showed up at the two most pivotal times in this first trial, and me being convicted and me being sentenced. She wanted to be present for a celebration of a conviction.
That's what it felt like, celebration?
A celebration, that's what it felt like.
Okay, so that's who she is. That's who she is. She's a prosecutor, all right? And that means that all you're basically trying to do is make, bona fides for yourself so you look good so you can run for political office. That's all that shit's about. It's not about helping anybody. She knows about struggle. She overcame. She's a super elite, man. Just check out her history. Look it up. Super elite, all right? She doesn't know what it is to be on the street. She doesn't know what it is to struggle every day for life. She doesn't know what that shit's about, all right? So Joe's crime bill authorized $30 billion over 6 years for more police and more prisons, okay? It more than doubled the prison population here in the U.S. The United States now has 25% of the world's prison population, and we only make up 4% of the world's population. That's pretty scary, man. Okay? Now, the bill, check this out, because I know both of these, he's not a racist and she's a woman of color, and that's the major concern for them, right? The bill disproportionately affected people of color, okay, for bullshit crimes like marijuana possession, all right? I talked about the whole truancy thing and all that crap. But anyway, the marijuana thing, remember this, Joe, okay, working class Joe, he's still against nationalizing it. All right? Because at his core, he's a cop too. That's what they have in common, man. Birds of a feather flock together. Okay, so here's another video. All right? And this is another woman of color attacking Kamala on her record. Okay? You remember this? Tulsi Gabbard. Gold star. Here she is.
Response.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
I think you call that a body slam. Okay? I mean, she took her down. And then what they did was the DNC went out and fished her out again. Okay, so she's back. All right? But anyway, where was Tulsi during the convention? Does anybody know? Oh, locked out. Completely locked out. She's been shunned and pushed away. She was silenced by the DNC, like other voices. Other voices, okay? In fact, what that means is anybody that speaks truth to power.